Hello and welcome back to Sacred Vapes, the channel that aims to bring you the views and experiences of products on the market today, brought to you by the average vapor. Now I thought I'd do a little bit of a bonus video for you guys this week. It's something a little bit interesting and it's very surprising for what it actually is, and more importantly, who makes it. It's this, the Smok R-Kiss kit. Now, Smok, I've come out with probably the worst product name I've probably come across. The R-Kiss sounds okay. It sounds fine, you know, rolls off the tongue like the Alien, like the Pro Color, like probably not the Vanolo, but you get the idea. This stands for Keep It Simple, Stupid. I don't particularly like that name. However, it does back them words up quite a bit. But before we get talking about the device, let's see how she vapes. Now, what you get with the kit, you get the R-Kiss mod, you get the TFV Mini version 2 tank. I haven't heard of the TFV Mini version 1, if I'm being honest. I know Smok have like 100 tanks. I've not heard of the version 1. It reminds me a lot, to be honest. Going back to my first ever proper mod was the X-Cube 2. I never came across an X-Cube 1, if I'm being honest. Still haven't, you know, all these years later. But yeah, go through the little details. The tank, the TFV Mini version 2. Sub-ohm tank, this is the 2mm version. There's also a non-TBD 5mm glass that it comes with as well. It comes with top fill. It looks like a standard Smok tank. In fact, I mean, I don't, if you like the old TFV8s and that, it's pretty much that design. Comes with top fill. Press the button, swings open, reveals the fill hole. Comes with a replaceable drip tip, the Derrelin drip tip. However, it's on a chimney rather than a slot. Bottom adjustable airflow. Comes with 2 coils. Hang on, I keep forgetting you get a 0.2 dual mesh and a single 0.15, which is the one I'm vaping on now. The wattage for the dual is looking at between 60 and 80 watts. I think, sorry, no, 80 to 100 watts. This is rated up to 140. I'm vaping this at 108. I mean, I'll turn it up a little bit for the purposes of the video so you can get an idea of the clouds. But all in all, pretty standard Smok tank. The mod, now this is where I start to get an interesting bit of kit. Right, go through the basics. It has 2 navigational buttons there. Has the side fire bar, which is clicky up until there. So it's only this range that it clicks on. It's a bottom battery door, and it's pretty standard against the Smok with the gold plated pins there. It's about 26mm. If you just look at that, you can probably add another millimeter on top of that before you got overhang. Has a nice screen. I mean, show you that. Battery indicators, has voltage, it goes off quite quick. Ohms and the second you're vaping, as well as the wattage is set at now, and the colours. Now, the colours, you can change the colour of the writing on the screen. Apart from that, that's it. That is it. It comes in about 78mm tall. It is tiny. Now, this is the purpose of the mod. It's meant to be the smallest dual 18650 mod on the market. And to be honest, it probably does achieve that. I mean, for such a small mod, just show you, go all the way up. It's a 200 watt mod device. So it's a really surprising thing, the fact something so small can match the power. And that's what Smok have gone for. I'm just turning it back down again. So To change the colour as well, I will say this because I had to learn it myself. You hold the two buttons down and then click. And for some reason it doesn't stick. I have no idea how you make it. You have to release the buttons one at a time, then it sticks, you change the colour. That's the menu system. It's basically a variable wattage mod that is designed to be, as the name suggests, keep it simple. So, go into the pros and cons of it now. The pros, first of all, the size. Size is fantastic. I must admit, it really does fit in your hand. I mean, the mod has a bit of weight to it as well. I mean, if you've owned a Smok device in the past, you will know that they tend to reinforce them a little bit. So that's a good... Sorry, I'm just getting myself a bit distracted here. Put the batteries back in. But yeah, you know from getting a Smok device that it always comes with that bit of added weight. So it does feel nice and solid. It's metallic. Again, that's another pro. That they haven't gone for a cheap plastic design. And yeah, it's a big pro for me that it's such a simple device. It works really well. I mean, it's a quick fire. You listen? So it's quick fire. Another pro for me, nice clear display. Can't complain about that. Shows you the only information you need to know on the device. Move up to the tank, the TFE Mini version 2. And the flavour's not bad. For a Smok tank as well, I must admit, it is a good flavour tank. It's very much a power tank. So you're going to be getting a lot of vapour production from it over the flavour. But the flavour does stick. And as I say, I'm vaping this 120 now. I was vaping at 108 just for a random number that I found that I was quite satisfied with. And yeah, you do get a lot of flavour. Again, I like that. Sorry. Now the top fill, I'm not a major fan of that, but I must admit it's good because the button you have to slide and push. That's a pro. I said the coil life, you're looking at a couple of weeks. I mean, this has been going well for about a week and a half, coming up to 2 weeks now. So you do get performance out of the coils, I must admit that as well. And overall, it's a major pro for me, the fact that it's such a pick up and go device, and the price it's selling at. I mean, I think you can get them potentially £25–30. That's another big pro as well, because it's aimed at simple vapors. It's not some big over the top device. It's simply just... Now we'll move on to the cons of the device. Apologies for the little jump in the video there. I had a little bit of an issue. But onto the cons now. And first con for some people is going to be the fact that the lack of options. It's not really in the design of the mod, so for me it's not a con. But if you're looking for something a bit more advanced, you're not going to find it with this. Next con for me, the coils drink the liquid quite fast. In fact, it's a similar issue that I had with the Cleto 120 Pro, in the fact that the 2mm glass just isn't big enough. You're going to have to get the bigger glass for it. I mean, I've vaped on it 4 times in this video. I mean, let's do it again. And you can see the liquid levels already dropped quite a bit. So that's going to be a con. Next con for me, again, it's not necessarily for me, but it's going to be for some people, is that drip tip. The fact that there's not an insert drip tip, so it limits what you can actually use on the top of this. Another con for me, now it's a very rare thing, as stupid as it sounds, but occasionally, and I don't know what causes it. I mean, unlike before with the Sobra and the Wolf tanks, where I could identify what it was, I don't know what causes this, but occasionally you can get a jumping resistance with the coils. I don't know whether it's these coils specifically, but you do get a jump in them. Now, it doesn't really happen often. In fact, it's only happened a few times. The last time it happened to me, it happened about twice last night. But, I mean, it's not going to do it now. But especially when you're vaping at over 100 watts, you do notice that difference. And it's not pleasant. It really isn't. But it's a very rare thing. And I imagine Smok are probably going to rectify that in the next firmware update. Which, this is firmware updatable. Forgot to mention that before, so apologies. But yeah, you definitely will get fixed, I'd imagine. And it's a very rare occurrence. And apart from that, I mean, my personal con is going to be the right-handed edition with the fire button there. You know, being left-handed, you know, I'd prefer it to be on the left. But apart from that, there isn't really any other cons about this. So, get into the overall now. Smok have delivered something very, very interesting here. Now, in a market where everybody's pushing the boundaries, everybody's bringing something new, you know, the Naboo brought customization, you know, the Proton, all the little, what you call it, options underneath to control your vape. You know, you've got the Drag 2 with the fit chip. You've got all these features and all these really advanced things. So it's very rare for a company to come out and just go, here's a simple device. And that's what makes this actually worth picking up, in my opinion. I'm not going to sell it as the best thing on the market ever, but if what you're wanting is something that you can literally just put your tank on and vape on, and that's it. You know, you get good battery life out of it. You know, it's dual 18650, so you are looking at about a day and a half out of your batteries, which is standard in most mods. It is perfect for you. You know, it does feel weighty. It does feel quality compared to other devices that I have tried, which have felt cheap when they've tried to replicate the same design. So overall, I highly recommend this mod. I mean, I don't know what your experience is going to be with the tank. I mean, the Smok coils can be a little bit unreliable at times, but the mini ones have been working really well. In fact, I'd say these mesh coils, another thing I forgot to mention, sorry, they're both mesh coils that you get in the box. These mesh coils are actually performing a hell of a lot better than the print ones. And considering the issue that I had with the rollback on the dual mesh for that I got with the ePriv, this I haven't had to roll back at all. In fact, I can keep turning it up if I want to. So it does perform really well. You just need to get that bigger glass for it. Your price point for these, I mean, been out for a couple of weeks now to buy. You're looking at about £30, £35 brand new for the kit, you know, which is fantastic. You know, I've even seen them being sold for as low as £25 in a couple of different places. So well worth the price if this is what you are after. There's not much more I can say about that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video as always. There'll still be a couple of videos coming this weekend for you guys, so definitely check them out. Plan something really special there. But as always, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Stay safe and keep vaping.